So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting.
Well, we're on the way.
Well, they do call it the beautiful game, and the man we see before us now personifies all that is good about it. And he shoots! Superb goal!
Well, they would have been looking at him to produce the goods, and that was very kind of him to oblige so early.
A horrible blip, a situation utterly avoidable that has resulted in considerable embarrassment.
Yeah, they've only got themselves to blame. Mistakes in those areas are very punishable.
Benfica are already chasing the game. They didn't envisage that. Alexander-Arnold has been shown a yellow card for that offence, just to confirm. Threads one in. And he's made sure that's not getting through. Now it's Messi. And it's Roberto Carlos. Adams wins the duel this time. And it's made its way to him. Now it's Ronaldinho. Pass somewhat off target. Di Lorenzo. And that looks a decent ball.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
Tries to get it clear. Lovely pass, but can he get there? That has been cut short. Schlotterbeck. Di Lorenzo. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Messi. Tries to pass it through.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Cruyff attempts a clearance. João Neves. Bellingham. Not the most accurate pass. And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Schlotterbeck. Benfica are seeing plenty of the ball, but for now they trail. Mbappe! He tried the chip, but it wasn't his best.
Well, the correct option was taken in the circumstances. The correct execution wasn't.
And we have our very first corner. Roberto Carlos plays it short. Chance for a shot!
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Oh no, what has happened here? Out for a throw. João Neves. And it's Roberto Carlos. It's a good spell of possession, this. Can he finish? Really well taken goal. Benfica are back in business. The invitation was clear and it was accepted with the utmost glee.
Yeah, the goal was really well worked. Look, the game is a constant search for space, and he found a pocket.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
Bellingham. Good chance here!
We'll simply have to tip his hat to the keeper here, because that was a magnificent save.
And it's Cruyff. Now there's a fine ball. Delivery from Mbappe. And the keeper gets his hands on it. And he cuts out the supply. Midway through the first period, and it's looking quite a game here.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
Can he get onto this? Cross is blocked, and that's a corner.
Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it. Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Benfica have the chance to go the other way. Oh, good-looking ball. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Messi picks it up out wide. Climbs up big! Oh, not this time, but a lot of applause for the thought.
I think we can expect a few more of those now. Better timing was all that was required.
Mbappe!
Mbappe stood his ground strongly.
Great chance!
Oh, and that is really good tenacity. Corner number 2 then. Bastoni can get it clear. And now they can spring out of defence. Now it's Ronaldinho. Oh, that's delightful. Oh, played through for the wide man. Expertly cut out, really nicely done. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
He's had a shot! Oh, it's hit the post!
He can get that clear.
João Neves, Mbappe, he is onto this. Drogba, Ronaldinho. It's a pretty loose pass. Martinez receives it in a good position here. Tries to play it through. It's been slipped through. And this is Messi. He has found the way through.
Well, that has caused disappointment to some, unsurprisingly, and disgust to others. What a waste.
The final seconds now. And he was quick to react. And that'll be the last act of the first half. Well, the glass is either half full or half empty. Neither side yet truly to impose themselves, and it's level pegging at half-time. What do you think we're up to after 45 minutes?
Benfica really showed some resolve in that first half, Peter, after going behind. So I think the message from the manager will be quite a positive one. Keep going and keep doing what you've been doing, because it's pretty good.
That's been a decent 45 minutes. Competitive, certainly, and a goal each. And that's the second half started.
Benfica clearly have been the better side here. So if I was to say anything to them, it would be just keep going. If it's not broken, don't try to fix it.
Played into the middle. Well, he's seen that early. Used a certain sixth sense. Di Lorenzo. Passing is crisp and sharp. Ronaldinho quietly revving up. Nicely weighted ball, brilliantly cut out.
Well, it seems as if he's just had a momentary lapse and slipped into tunnel vision, because he had good options around him and he failed to get his head up.
A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Benfica clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
Now it's Pelé. Oh, nicely intercepted. Well, there's the clearance.
That's a modern defender's instinct from a modern coach's mindset. That's just playing it safe and simple.
So, third corner of the game. And the finish! Goal! Benfica! And the comeback is complete. What a delicious finish. That is immaculate.
Speed of thought, speed of action. That's another really clever finish.
Benfica take the lead.
Well, they've done the hard part now, Peter. Can they cling on, or even better, can they get another?
It's come through and he's had a quick look inside. Now here's the delivery. And that has been cleared. Oh, he's been caught napping. Delivers the ball. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. And he whips in across. Now that's well seen too. Rijkaard. Now it's Bellingham. Nicely aimed pass. Now it's Pelé. Great vision. And this is Drogba. It's Drogba! He's got a goal! And once more we are all square. You score, we score.
Well, if ever you want to see a lesson in responding to a deficit, that's it. Their heads didn't drop, and now their chins are up.
And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Barcelona are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
So all square, and not for the first time.
Well, they just couldn't have responded any better, Peter. Yeah, there's the old cliche about how teams can lose focus after scoring, but you still have to take your chances. Brilliant.
He's going for goal! Well, he should have done better, and he knows it.
João Neves has taken on too much there. That isn't one of the areas he thrives on.
They've got to be quick to recover this. 75 minutes played. There will be a throw-in.
Substituição para o Benfica. Número 87. Número 17. Número 7. Número 11. Vão dar os seus lugares a...
Now it's Messi. Knocks it into space.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
That has earned a reprieve for the time being. Elects to cross.
He rises! And no, he couldn't find the finish.
That could yet prove very pivotal. Chances like that just can't be wasted.
Looking for the run. And he welcomes it in. And that's not going to reach.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure. Well, there's no doubt that they want to win this, Peter. They'll have to maintain the energy and dynamism until the very end, though.
Look at the space here. Chance! Oh, what about that? And that has raised the roof.
Look, that was a technical interaction of great football. That has gone down a treat.
And there was his third, and boy, he looks the business, doesn't he just?
Well, talk about being on top of your game. Everything seems to be coming off for him.
Substituição para o Benfica. Número 4. Abandona o relvado e vai entrar com
So there's going to be another change here.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy.
Barcelona pushed us!
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
ter-se uma substituição.
Oh, he's been caught on it here.
Vamos dar lugar a uma substituição.
Barcelona making another change here.
Well, his stamina was called into question then, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with his heart and the efforts he put in. He was very willing, though, not quite able.
Vamos ter
We
5
expected
minutos
better,
de
and so did he.
compensação.
Can he get it through? Messi. And this is Pele. That's the keeper's ball. Bellingham. Barella. Foden. Now it's Pedro Neto. Gravenberg. Costa Curta. Barella. Passes short and sharp. That's a lovely, neat pass. And that is it. The referee has seen enough. A game that is a tale of one that got away. A position of great promise they established, but they lost momentum, they lost intensity, they lost their lead, and ultimately they lost the game. Any reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
Well, they were posed with problems in wide areas, and they couldn't find a solution to those wide defensive positions. Shocking, really.
So many thanks to Jim Beglin. That's all we have time for. Good evening to you. So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on.
And that gets things running. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
Yeah, Kylian Mbappe. There's nothing more frightening for a defender when he's running at you at full speed. He gets into his stride so quickly and seems to just glide across the turf. But when the goal's in front of him, he's also got that cool head that's required to pick a spot and finish everything off.
I think the opposition defence agree too. He's going to be the source of so many of their headaches. And it's Roberto Carlos. Adams. Cannavaro. And it's Rijkaard. Rijkaard. Bellingham. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that.
Oh, it's great work in terms of both purpose and intensity.
Gravenberg. And it's Di Lorenzo. And it's Neves. Puskás. Pedri. Neither of the teams has yet taken the initiative. And the pass is intercepted. And that's put paid to a promising move. Bellingham. Shifted it to the flank. Now it's Mbappe.
Oh, really well played.
He's found a way through. Showing good feet. And that's aimed into the middle. Oh, shooting chance! He's scored!
Right place, right time, and a fine instinctive finish.
Listen, he would have been advised to do that as a kid, and it's obviously etched in his mind now.
Madrid have penetrated for the first time.
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's paid to do.
João Neves. And this is Puskás. He's cut it out. Nicely weighted ball. This looks promising. Out to the left it goes. He's shifting through the gears here.
Well, it seems as if he's just had a momentary lapse and slipped into tunnel vision, because he had good options around him and he failed to get his head up.
João Neves is in a really good position out wide. Look at the space here. Out towards the flank. Could be danger here.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
Bellingham.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
Oh, that's fabulous. Oh, well cut out. No margin for error there at all. Well, that pass isn't the best. And here's Haaland. Oh, that was vital. Di Lorenzo gets rid without sophistication. Looking for options for movement. Now that's well seen too. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Benfica clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted. Have beautifully policed that midfield. The opposition have been handcuffed.
Gravenberg.
OK, being behind at the break isn't ideal, but there's plenty of time to reply.
He's had it taken off him. That has ended up in no man's land.
Mbappe.
Pretty robust defending.
Schlotterbeck. And it's Di Lorenzo.
Defending was strong and firm.
Cannavaro. Raul.
And they're not going to make any further progress now. Passing is crisp and sharp.
Pedri.
And here's Roberto Carlos.
Cannavaro spots it and intercepts.
Now that's a lovely exchange. Bellingham powering forward here. Oh, well measured. And this is Raul. He's judged, surely! And he hits the net. Two to the good, and they are purring. Absolutely purring. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
And that'll be the final action of the first half. Reflections on the first half?
Benfica really should be thinking about killing this off early in the second half, Peter. The boss will be demanding the same level of intensity from his team, so I'd expect to see the same positive intent after the break, the same purpose again.
Está a proceder-se a uma substituição.
And that's the start of another 45 minutes.
Well, I think they have to be positive despite the scoreline. The one thing they don't want to do, Peter, is give away an early goal. But they can't afford to get too cagey either. So attack with real devilment, go for that goal and see if they can unsettle them.
Aimed beyond the defence.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Rijkaard.
Maradona. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. Well, that looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. Roberto Carlos having a look.
Well, he's very much the go-to guy. This is right up his street.
Foden goes looking wide. Knocks it into space. The ball goes in.
Oh, that's a cracking ball. Too quick for defence and keeper.
It's a pretty loose pass. And it's Di Lorenzo. Now Costa Curta. And it's Roberto Carlos. Played in by Roberto Carlos. He's going for goal! Van Bouten gets good distance on it. And he's quick to snatch it back.
There's no doubt it's a long way back, but they can at least give us something to believe the gap might be closed.
Now it's Haaland. Mbappe receives it in a good position here. Roberto Carlos. So we've reached the hour mark. Decent progress down the left. Foden. Gravenberg. Oh, well played. Well, here's a man adored by many, even deified by some. Bout of passing here, really easy. Big chance! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Benfica with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
And now they can spring out of defence. And here's Mbappe. Forward tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd.
He's dealt with that very well, Peter. It's a real show of discipline.
Cleared without complication. He's in a great position here. And this is Mar takes a shot! Yes! Up by 3. They have their boots on the throats of their foes. And that is a goal worthy of universal appreciation. Even the opposing fans have to recognise the quality there.
Oh, it was a real beauty, Peter, and while many might have just lashed out at it, he took his time and he put it where very few can.
Substituição para o Benfica. Número 87.
So, time for changes on both sides, actually.
Número 3.
A case now of complete control.
Número 11. Vão dar os seus
Nice
lugares.
sequence of passes, this.
Número
Oh,
23.
chance for a shot! He's got a goal! Just so calm under pressure, and he managed to fashion a fine finish.
Puskas demonstrated great strength there. I mean, he really had to hold his man off and just create enough room for him to be able to get the shot away. And I think it's just top play.
Benfica give themselves a fighting chance, back in with a shout. Rijkaard. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. And this is Ibrahimovic. There's the shot! They've done it!
Look, that was a technical interaction of great football. That has gone down a treat.
This is threatening to become a really good game.
And things are much healthier in their favour. Mind you, you would have thought that when the last one went in.
Oh, what's he done? Ibrahimovic!
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Oh, what has happened here? Pedri! So close to drawing level.
Well, the lead may be fragile, but the keeper was focused and strong. It's a good show of persistence, this. If they manage an equaliser, it'll be A great show.
That's tidy. Chooses to go back. And he's had a hit. Has another go.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
5 minutes left on the clock. Doku. It's gone out for a throw-in. And it's Pedri. This might spell danger. And he was alert to it. Danger averted for now.
Benfica really don't have a choice now. They just have to throw everything forward and give themselves a chance to...
Can he finish? Great effort, beautifully taken.
Oh, the technical control was exquisite. The pummeled attempt was exasperating.
Both sides then taking this chance to turn to their benches. And it's gone back to the keeper. Pedri. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Cannavaro. Costa Curta. No unnecessary risks, and the game is petering out here. Bellingham. And he's managed to get free. He saw the take. Oh, that's horribly mistimed, and it's given. Penalty. Benfica may have thrown this away at the death. So this to extend their lead. And he's missed altogether.
Not the best spot kick I've ever seen, but they've got to keep their heads up and chase this game.
And the referee brings it to a close. Benfica perhaps feeling a little aggrieved with this final score. They clearly feel that their efforts warranted something more. Well, after all of that, Jim, what are you thinking?
Look, Peter, a strength in any team has to be at the heart of your defence, and I'm afraid they were found wanting in that department.
Many thanks to Jim, and with that, it is a very good night to you.
The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. So it's down to business here.
There's very little doubt, Peter, as to where the key supply route in this setup is going to be from.
It's got to be Nielsen, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, very much the quintessential Brazilian winger of vintage mould, I would say, and I'm sure he'll prove very productive.
And he's got so much pace, hasn't he? And all of those tricks.
The fact that he can play on both wings as well is a really important factor.
And it's Azar. Nielsen will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent.
Now, can they get him away? Nicely spread.
Oh, lovely feed, he is such a good mover.
Messi going face-to-face with his great rival.
Good effort from distance. That's unlucky, just wouldn't come down.
Oh, he overcooked that one, aiming for perfection, and he got it slightly wrong.
Barella. Now Costa Curta. João Palhinha. Now Costa Curta. And played cross-field, changing the point of attack. Anything noteworthy in the early part of the match, Jim?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other up.
Albert Ferrer does really well to win the ball there. Now it's Azar.
And that is as far as they're going to go.
Opts for safety. Roberto Carlos. Benfica still without a single shot on target. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Pedri looking to play him in. Well read, nice interception. Oh, look at the space here. That's a cute ball. Nice interception, his positioning was spot on. Costa Curta. And it's João Palhinha. It's Roberto Carlos. João Palhinha. And Adams. Played back into the centre. Costa Curta. And it's Bellingham. Bellingham. Shot could be on. Puskas! He's missed, but not by that far.
Well, he's furious with himself, but at least the boss is applauding his effort then.
That's good. Oh, they could be caught out here. Oh, and the shot. Oh, the ball's run loose here. Oh, easy pickings there. Gattuso. It's not an especially good pass, that. João Palhinha. And he's picked it up out wide. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Roberto Carlos. And he's made sure that's not getting through. Nielsen. João Palhinha. And here's Neto. Rijkaard. To Nielsen.
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
Back into the middle. Shot a goal! Oh, that is asking for trouble. Azar can so cleverly bypass the press. Still looking for the first breakthrough, and it is nearly half-time now. And it's Roberto Carlos. Aimed beyond the defence. Hangs in a cross. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Martinez. No, he refuses to take the bait. Into the final 5 minutes of the first half. And he's forced to go back. Now it's Martinez. Costa Curta wins the duel this time. Nicely weighted ball. Well, that is one way to stop him. Nicely shaped ball. Goes down, but nothing given. Kurbel. Costa Curta. Kurbel. Costa Curta. And the half-time whistle goes. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying. So your views on the first half?
Well, I think despite the scoreline, Peter, there's only one team in it. They might not have made the most of their chances so far, but I see no signs of frustration creeping in. Maybe a bit of fine-tuning during the break, and they should get their reward in the second half.
So we reach the halfway point, and neither side have yet been able to force the issue. It's 0-0.
Vamos dar lugar a uma substituição.
And the second half gets underway.
Well, I can imagine both managers have been in the ears of the players. They want more. Let's hope the game comes to life sooner rather than later.
Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Out to the left it goes. Vinicius Junior providing an outlet on that flank. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Costa Curta. Roberto Carlos. Roberto Carlos. And it's Pedri. Turns back here, probably the best option. Now it's Bellingham. No, that's been intercepted. Messi. Quality ball.
Morocco are totally dominant in the middle of the park, a no-way through zone.
Dink through. He's in a great position here. Real chance! He's scored!
Marcou para Marrocos. Aos 58 minutos de jogo, com a camisola número 18.
Morocco have fired themselves in front.
Well, talk about the perfect start to the second half. They've certainly come out with more purpose, more energy, and it's paid off beautifully.
Benfica still this single goal behind. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Barella, and they win it back again. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Costa Curta. Roberto Carlos. Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, the time has arrived to start taking risks. They may well be happy just to level this.
Cross deflected behind for a corner. Benfica with the corner, they're first. They've played it short. Costa Curta. And Adams. Played back in. And he's had it nicked away. Vinicius Junior. Played out to the left flank. He's in plenty of space here.
He's got away. He's free, he has got space. Di Lorenzo did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. And it's Messi. Looking for options for movement. The ball goes in. Barella. Bellingham. And it's Joao Palhinha. Great vision. He's a sharp little ball here. Di Lorenzo. Adams. To Barella. Bellingham. Well seen. Saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that that was not the case. Passing is crisp and sharp. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him. Benfica really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Well, the referee's pulled play back and has booked him for the original offence.
Substituição para o Benfica. Número 6. Número 3. Roberto Carlos. Número 2. Vão dar os seus lugares a número 4. Número 17.
And it's Barella.
Número 14.
Benfica looking to pass their way through. Salah. And he's in on goal. Can he finish? And he hits the net. Right back in it. Almost no time remaining. Game still on. Terrific goal. What a super sharp finish.
Oh, what a touch. I mean, how good was that? Poetry in motion.
And very quickly. Shot, surely! This is intriguing. Next goal critical.
Listen, the fans haven't given up on this by any means. They still believe it can be won.
Well, that looks a decent ball. And he's managed to get free. Good read, needed to be. And he's quick to get it clear again. Now it's Pedro Neto. Wriggles his way through. Pedro Neto with the delivery. Tries to get it clear.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Just eases him off the ball.
Vamos ter 3 minutos de compensação.
Vinicius Junior. Knocks it into space.
Chance! Oh, yes, it's there! And that has raised the roof!
Well, a 1-2 is easier to pull off than most dribbles, and I think we've just seen the proof.
Benfica complete their comeback, and now they only need... And we're done. Benfica have done it with iron, with pragmatism, the sort you expect from a team like this. Admirable, enjoyable, and look how they reacted to that initial setback. Puskás voted man of the match, and deservedly so. So a dramatic game decided in its very last moments.
Well, this looked like it had a draw written all over it, Peter, so credit where it's due. They found a way to win it, and they can take great satisfaction from never losing that focus.
Well, that's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening.
So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special.
We have already started here.
There's the golden nugget, that is Paul Scholes, one of the game's unsung heroes.
And nothing seems to change him. All that adulation, he's the same bloke.
Agreed, but on a world level, he ought to have higher status. But he's never been one for hugging the limelight. He just loves being the quiet assassin.
Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Well, they could break here. Good ball over the top. Unai Simon attempts a clearance. And that's put paid to a promising move. Now it's Bellingham. That is ended up in no man's land. Oh, he'd have done well to reach that. Costa Curta. João Neves. Looking for options for movement. Ball driven towards the far post. And that should get the job done. Oh, he's going to be pulled back for that one. What a start. Free kick in a dangerous position in the opening minutes. Van Basten!
Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
And the keeper beats it away. And the shot! And that is wildly off target.
He just didn't catch that one right, and he knows it.
I wonder what you've seen, Jim, over the early moments of the game.
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other up.
Van Basten. Benfica have had plenty of possession, but few, if any, genuine chances. Adams. Roberto Carlos. Bellingham proves just a little bit too strong. Roberto Carlos. And here's Bale. And here's Bellingham. Oh, that's a key interception. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Martinez tries from a long way out. Serginho. Now it's Eto'o. Gravenberg. João Neves. And it's Roberto Carlos. Oh, that's well spotted. Roberto Carlos. Pass just lacking in accuracy. Now João Neves. Costa Curta. Di Lorenzo. Getting on for a third of the way through the game. And Adams. Di Lorenzo. Rijkaard did well to step in there. That was more than necessary. João Neves. Over to the left. Bale. João Neves. And it's Gravenberg. Some really good ball movement. Looking to play him in. Yamal. He is through here. It's Van Basten! Oh, split-second reaction.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
It's their second corner of the game. Adams getting this one clear. Benfica are looking to go forward now. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. He's a sharp little ball here. Gravenberg. Can he get it through? Still waiting for the first breakthrough, but not for the want of trying. He won't be happy with that one. That has not gone well. Pass somewhat off target. Foden. Gravenberg. Now Foden. And it's Bellingham. Bellingham. Van Basten going about things with real menace. Gravenberg. Roberto Carlos. Bellingham. Can he get on the end of this? And he's picked it up out wide. No, it's not getting there.
There will be one.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Threads one in, and the pass is intercepted. And that is going to be the final action of the first half. It hasn't been a bad watch, not by any means. The intensity levels are there. We've just lacked that telling breakthrough moment.
And now I'd just like to read
Any
out
strong
our
opinions on the
members
first
who are
half?
celebrating their
I think they can be
birthdays
very
today.
happy with the flow of the game so far. They're moving the ball around very nicely. They're creating opportunities too. They must need to find a way to add that touch of quality in front of goal, that extra clinical edge.
So they head in no further forward. The score here, still 0-0. That gets things going for the second half.
Well, I can imagine both managers have been in the ears of the players. They want more. Let's hope the game comes to life sooner rather than later.
João Neves.
Have beautifully policed that midfield. The opposition have been handcuffed.
Oh, he's bustling through here.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Well, that looks a decent ball. It's a promising position. Big header! Well, that is clearly not the outcome he wanted.
That's good play. Plenty of targets in the penalty area and plenty of movement too.
Foden. And it's Di Lorenzo. Well, that's been cut out, well played. It's a pretty loose pass. Not the most accurate pass. Serginho. Gravenberg. Roberto Carlos. Aimed beyond the defence.
That's positional gold. The utilisation of space.
Cleared without hesitation.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
And it's Di Lorenzo. 60 minutes played. Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. Bastoni, and that interception was most necessary. Adams kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Eto'o! And it's in! And that is the goal we've all been yearning for. Another moment of magic, a real wow moment.
That's what he lives for, Peter. Not a lot more to add.
So the first goal of the game.
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's paid to do.
He's in a great position here. Oh, easy pickings there. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, the time has arrived to start taking risks. They may well be happy just to level this.
Deftly away. Well, that pass isn't the best. Rijkaard producing a good steal there, showing a good level of alertness. That's a nicely shaped ball. Eto'o is sporting a guilty look after that.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Bellingham. João Neves. Well, that's beautifully weighted.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away and eventually you might just get that little break.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
Well,
It's a mighty effort! And that would have won it.
oh, what a stunning save. Absolutely tremendous, and he's kept his team in it.
Tries to play it through. Cross goes in there. And that has earned a reprieve. Eto'o! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retreat. And the shot!
That's just playing it safe and simple. Oh, this team is relentless. They have a way of playing, and there's no compromise.
Here comes the cross. Eto! And that is certainly not what he had in mind.
Substitution on the field. Number 8.
We have got changes here from both sides, in fact.
Number 10, Yamal. Number 7, Serginho. Number
Benfica
4,
are in a tearing
Vieira.
hurry to save themselves
Number
here.
6,
At least they're going about it as they should, having brought this on themselves.
Field. Number 20,
And he has shown him a yellow card.
Number 17, Olise. Number 18, Bale. Number 15, Van Dijk. Number 22, William Saliba. Substitution in progress.
The final 5 minutes. And that's definitely not his best. Time and again they are repelled. Tries to get it clear. Foden.
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
Cruyff.
There's nothing more infuriating for a fan than seeing passing without penetration. They're just stuck in a rut.
And the through ball. That's the keeper's ball. Confirmation that there will be 2 minutes stoppage time. And they're quick to get it back. And that is that. Quite a game, and one that was always on a knife edge until the very final whistle. No shortage of endeavour.